It is morning in Los Angeles and it's morning in America. Today is Thursday, December the 3rd. These days are going by. I feel like I was just saying it was Monday. All right, and this is my morning political thought. I am your host, Casey Phoenix. I'm looking here. I have some stories in front of me, some side news stories, because at first I wasn't about to do any side news stories, but then I just happened to open the Washington Times and something jumped out at me. And I was like, oh, I have to do this one. So for this side news story, it's about Black Lives Matter. And it says that, and this isn't again in the Washington Times, it says chapters revolt against Black Lives Matter. And it says Black Lives Matter is facing a rebellion within its own ranks as regional affiliates seek greater control over the movement and demand answers about where millions of dollars in donations have gone. After years of tensions between the national organization and the local outlets, the rift went public this week with the release of a statement by 10 Black Lives Matter chapters accusing the top brass at the Black Lives Matter Global Network Foundation of failing to open their books or share the wealth with the rank and file. For years, there have been inquiry regarding the financial operations of Black Lives Matter Global Network, and no acceptable process of either public or internal transparency about the unknown millions of dollars donated to BLM-GN, which has certainly increased during this time of pandemic and rebellion, reads the statement from the front lines of BLM, posted Monday. To the best of our knowledge, most chapters have received little to no financial support from BLM-GN since the launch in 2013. In addition to the DC chapter, the missive was signed by affiliates in Chicago, Denver, Indianapolis, New Jersey, New York's Hudson Valley, Oklahoma City, Philadelphia, San Diego, Vancouver, Washington. The chapter in Louisville, Kentucky said it supported the chapters. Black Lives Matter Louisville stands in full solidarity with all the chapters that sent out the brave statement for full transparency. The Louisville group tweeted, "We will be sending out solidarity statements and regional statements soon. Fam, take time to heal." The grassroots revolt comes with the BLM Global Network Foundation, the group founded by Patrice Cullors, Alicia Garza, and Opal Tometi in 2013 as Black Lives Matter, undergoing a rapid expansion and reorganization in the wake of the George Floyd protests, which dramatically raised the group's political and financial profile. Black Lives Matter has always been highly decentralized, even disorganized. Not every group with BLM in the title is affiliated with the National Foundation, but the chapter said there was an expectation that the leadership would support us chapters in our efforts to build communally. Okay, we all know what happened here. First of all, everyone knows that Antifa hijacked Black Lives Matter in certain forms. We saw that through the quote unquote peaceful protests. The other thing is that money is probably gone. So when it comes to give us money, yeah, that money was more than likely, and I'm going to say allegedly, because I don't need my attorneys getting the call. The money was allegedly funneled to other sources outside of Black Lives Matter. That is my opinion. That's my prediction of what happened with that. And now these local chapters who believe in the cause of Black Lives Matter, they're like, okay, we're out in the streets, we're on the front lines. Where is our support? The stuff doesn't, this, what we do doesn't happen for free. People have to be paid. Administrative things have to be done. Where's the support? You receive millions and millions of dollars, and we haven't received 10 cents. Can we look at the books? No, you can't look at the books. And this has been going on for years. Why can't they look at the books? It's almost like with this thing with the voting. Why can't we do a forensic audit of the votes? And also with the vote counting. If you're doing everything you're supposed to do, why are you kicking out people who it's their job to make sure that everything is done properly? If you're doing everything done properly, if you're doing everything properly, you don't have to worry about it. You can just do it right in front of them. If you have a poll challenger that is there, if you're doing everything right, there won't be anything to challenge. And even if there is something to challenge, if you're doing it right, you'll come out on top anyway. If you're doing it right, there's no need to cover up windows. If you're doing it right, there shouldn't be a problem with opening your books so the other chapters can see how much money you took in. But usually, when people hide things and don't put it out in the open, there's something questionable happening in the background. And that's where we are. And my heart actually goes out because I know some people who are affiliated with Black Lives Matter. And they really believe in the cause. And more power to them. As I said before, if that's what you want to do, more power to you. I honestly don't believe America has a racism issue. I believe America has a self-esteem issue. Because if you have very high self-esteem, you're not worried about what others are doing or what they think or what they're trying to do as related to your life. You just run your race like a horse has blinders on. You don't focus on the other stuff. You just run your race and that's it. Let other people do what they want to do. Let them believe what they want to believe. America is not a racist country in my eyes. Do we have racists in America? Absolutely. But even if white people were not here, we would still have racists in America. America is not a racist country. It just isn't. So if you believe in Black Lives Matter, like some people I know do, I know that this type of information is disappointing when you hear that they don't even want to open their books. They don't want to do that. And the reason they don't want to do that is because more than likely, they don't want to see where that money has allegedly gone. So yeah, that's my thought on this. The article is much longer, but I just wanted to read part of it. It's on the Washington Times. You can read it there. There was something else that I noticed too as well. And this is with Nancy Pelosi. Pelosi agrees to compromise on coronavirus relief package. It says, I'll read like maybe 2 or 3 paragraphs. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi caved Wednesday on her demand for a $2 trillion plus coronavirus relief package and endorsed the much smaller bipartisan package as a jumping point for new talks. A deal is still a long way off, Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell said. There is no caving to it. Nancy Pelosi never wanted to do it to begin with. If you have been following my show, I've already said that before, that there would more than likely not be a bill passed before the election because she wasn't trying to do it. And now she's more than likely slow walking it again because she's trying to see if Joe Biden will actually get into office. Because it's a strong possibility that he won't get into office now that all this information is coming out. If he were more likely to get in office, she would more than likely do a bill, because whatever bill is done, she can say the debt was added under the Trump administration. So when the debt goes up, that can be the thing where, oh, well, no, that debt was added under the Trump administration, even though the Trump administration was dealing with unprecedented circumstances. And in addition to that, the economy was growing. The Treasury was taking in more money even after the tax cut. Some people don't know that, but it was. And then, of course, this, I don't know to call it a pandemic, a scamdemic, or whatever is happening. Is all this programming is really frustrating. You see all this stuff now, they're running ads on YouTube with people about masks and everything else. And if you want to wear a mask, wear one. If you don't want to wear one, don't wear one. That it's your choice. It's up to you. From time to time, I'll wear one if I'm going into a grocery store or something like that. It's just after listening to a doctor, and doctors have different opinions, but after listening to one doctor who deals with viruses and everything else, and the doctor explained that the virus is 1,000 times smaller than a strand of hair, and that wearing a mask to protect yourself from a virus is the equivalent of building a chain link fence to protect yourself from mosquitoes. In addition to that, if masks are so amazing, with the vaccine that's going on right now, why are they looking to issue the vaccine first to frontline workers? One would think that frontline workers wear masks all the time and they wouldn't be in as much danger because they're constantly wearing masks. They know the protocols, they know everything else. So they wouldn't be as much in danger. So why are they saying, oh, well, we're going to get the vaccine to frontline workers, but they're wearing masks? Masks are so amazing and so awesome and so wonderful. Make it make sense, because for me, it's not. If you're wearing a mask all the time, if people are wearing masks, which a lot of people are doing, why are there more cases right now? If masks work, why do people wear shields over their eyes? That's because the virus can infiltrate through the eyes. That's one of the ways it can infiltrate. But with mask, that's what's brought up. Mask, 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 mask. So it's all of this programming with the election. Just like when I was watching the hearing yesterday in Michigan, it was something to the effect of the AP is called the election, is what it said on the bottom of the screen when I was watching on RSBN on YouTube. It was saying the AP is called the election, as if the AP can call elections, as if the AP can certify elections. The AP doesn't certify elections. No news outlet can certify an election. It doesn't matter. Every news outlet in this country can say, oh, well, this person won. That doesn't mean anything when it comes to certification. So do we need to have that thrown every time President Trump tweets something? Oh, well, this is disputed. Okay, that's nice. There's a lot of things that other people say that are disputed too, but they don't get that little marker. But President Trump gets it, or certain other people get it. Oh, this has been disputed. Well, I dispute your dispute. So you should put a marker under that marker. So it's somewhat irritating in a way, because it's like they're just trying to program people. And people, one thing, and I know this is going to come off negative, but I don't care. I feel like we need a war, a real one, because the mindset of Americans, it seems the majority, is so fragile. Like they can't handle things. they're not curious. They don't want to research. They don't want to learn more. They just want to do what they're told. And one thing about war, it shakes you up a little bit. And also it makes you stronger to be willing to stand up for what you believe in. And that's another thing too. There's a lot of people who are just silent, who don't say anything. And that's why I commend those people who were in Michigan, who went to testify at the Senate hearing, and those who had testified before and signed the affidavits. And the best person that came up was the third witness who came up. She was with another guy. They did it as a couple in Michigan. If you watch that hearing, which it was kind of long, watch that one. The third witness, she was the best one. She was the best one. And I wish she would have been the first witness, which the first witness was nice, but it was so drawn out that I was just like, okay, I know some people's eyes are glazing over if they're watching this. But the third witness, she was very concise. She got down to it and called everything for what it was. And also the IT witness was pretty good too, but you could tell the IT witness that she was very intelligent. It was just her delivery more than likely threw some people off, is what it was. Her delivery threw some people off because you would swear that she was here from the valley or something like that. And you would think like, wait a minute, this woman has 2 degrees and it was, yeah, and not saying that she's a bad person or anything like that. Clearly, she's very intelligent. It's just her delivery during the hearing for those who are meeting her for the first time. Yeah. And then they were talking about, oh, they need to be sworn in. An affidavit was signed. That's penalty of perjury. When you sign an affidavit, you're pretty much saying, under oath, if I'm lying, then I can go to jail. Affidavits were signed. So when they're like, oh, they need to be sworn in, they've already signed affidavits. If you have an issue or if you find something wrong with what they're saying, then go into it and prove them wrong. And then if you're able to prove them wrong, pursue them with charges. But they're not going to dig. Those people saying, oh, well, they need to swear in, they need to do this, they need to do that. They're not going to do the research because they don't want to see the truth. That's why. They're not going to dig. They don't want to dig. They don't want to do that. And yesterday, this goes into what my morning political thought is about. In regards to the Linwood and Sidney Powell, I don't really think it was a press conference. I think it was more of a rally. And it was amazing that Vernon Jones and Linwood disagree because Vernon was saying, go out and vote in Georgia. And Linwood was saying, oh, no, 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 no. Don't go out and vote until they clean up what's currently going on. And I'm with Linwood. Why would you vote on a machine that has tons of issues anyway, that has been proven to have tons of issues, where it's showing that it's counting votes as partial votes, where there's decimals involved? Why are decimals involved in counting votes? It should just be one. One person equals one vote, not one person equals 1.3 votes or 0.7 votes or 0.5 votes or 1.8 votes. One person equals one vote. Why are decimals even allowed in vote counting, in a vote counting machine? How was that even allowed when they were creating the program for this software to be on the machine, where they were like, you know what? We're going to write the code, and instead of it just being one vote, one person, just in case, we're going to make it where it can be a decimal instead, where it can be 0.5 or 0.8 or 0.9 or 1.1 or 1.7 for a vote. Make it make sense. I don't get it for whoever did the code for that. Well, actually, I do get it, but you know what I'm saying. So I'm with Lynn Wood. If the software's on there and it's garbage anyway, don't vote on it. And it's clear that some Republicans, along with some Democrats, are in on this software game. So maybe the Republicans will make a deal behind the scenes that, oh, well, even if physical individual Republicans don't come out to vote for these senators, that they'll say, well, can we make a deal with whoever controls the Dominion software? And then the little bit of Republicans that come out, instead of their votes counting as one, it'll count as like 1.7, 1.9, or something like that, to just get the Republicans across the finish line once everything's tallied up, and do it that way. Who knows? So yeah, but as for Sidney Powell, I had a moment where I was looking at her while she was speaking, and this was the first time it wasn't a premonition or anything like that. It was just more of, I don't know what the word is. What is the word? What's the word? What's the word? I don't have the word, but something was saying to me, Supreme Court, Supreme Court. I think that Sidney Powell would make an amazing Supreme Court justice. I really, really do. During that moment when I was watching her in Georgia, and that was the first time I picked up that energy, where she was talking, I was just looking at her, and then I was picking up the energy, and something was saying Supreme Court, Supreme Court. And I was like, you know what? She'd make an amazing Supreme Court justice. So that's what I want. That's who I want the president's next pick to be for the Supreme Court. I want it to be Sidney Powell. Some people are saying other people, because, yeah, Sidney Powell is now my first pick for the Supreme Court. My second pick would be Ted Cruz. Even though Ted Cruz wants the presidency, I don't think Ted Cruz would make a good president. That's just me. I think he would make an amazing Supreme Court justice. I think he would be one of the best Supreme Court justices in history. And as a person, I still don't care for Ted Cruz, but I respect him. And Ted Cruz, if you ever get this, take it from somebody who reads energy and a whole bunch of other things. Your skill set would be much stronger in the Supreme Court than in the presidency. It just would. And that may not be what you want to hear, but it's probably what you need to hear. You would make an amazing Supreme Court justice. But as for Sidney Powell right now, Sidney Powell is my first choice for Supreme Court justice now. After yesterday, it was something of the energy that I was picking up on her. She's my first choice for Supreme Court justice. So Sidney Powell for Supreme Court of the United States of America. Ted Cruz is my second choice. And that is my morning political thought. So, thepurpleelephantshow.com main podcasting platform, The Purple Elephant Show on Parler, the free speech platform, The Purple Elephant Show on Instagram. I'm now uploading these videos on IGTV as well, which is Instagram TV, and Facebook. Or actually, no, I don't even use Facebook for this channel anymore because they're garbage. If you're watching this on BitChute, shout out to the BitChute community, YouTube, or Daily Motion. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, followed by the notification bell for YouTube. Thank you everyone who's been liking, who's been subscribing, who's been sharing, who's been listening to the podcast and everything else. I really appreciate it, especially the BitChute community. I see you guys and thank you for that. So until next time, be blessed.